Monpiece is a card battle game originally developed for the PlayStation Vita. We'll go over some of the gameplay, fan service, censorship, and a potential Nintendo Switch port, but first, let's start off with the game's origin. Monpiece is the first game in the fan service heavy Genkai Tokki series, followed by Moiro Chronicle, Moiro Crystal, 7 Pirates, and finally Castle Panzers. We've already had English physical releases of Moiro Chronicle, Moiro Crystal, and 7 Pirates announced for the Nintendo Switch, which leaves only the first and last games missing from Nintendo's handheld. I'd especially love to see Castle Panzers in English on the Nintendo Switch and, of course, an uncensored physical release of the first game, Monpiece. You see, the English version of Monpiece is digital only, and it's had some censorship on the Vita, which we will get into a bit later. Monpiece is a card battle game where you collect visual cards and then use them to battle foes. Battles are turn-based and take place on a 7x3 grid in which cards can be placed. During your turn, you will drag and drop Monster Girl cards onto the grid field to activate them. The game contains over 100 different cards divided into 4 types: melee, ranged, healer, and buffer. Melee cards have strong attack and defense, which is good for close-ranged combat. Ranged cards do not have as strong of attacks, but they can attack enemy cards from a distance. Healer cards can heal the wounds of other Monster Girls in play. Buffer cards support other Monster Girls in play by increasing the strength of their attacks or increasing the healer's abilities. In between card battles, the game will reveal more of the plot as it plays out in a visual novel-like fashion. Once you've vanquished your foe, you will be awarded with in-game currency and rub points. The money can be used to buy new items or booster card packs, which you can then use to customize your decks. Now you can also power up cards in your deck using the rub points, with most cards maxing out at level 3. Each level increase will change the stats and look of the card, usually making the Monster Girls reveal more skin. I mean, that's basic video game logic right there, right? Females get stronger by taking their armor and clothes off. But in order to successfully level up the character card with rub points, you'll need to first perform a rub down. Here, the game will switch into portrait mode and you'll have to poke, rub, touch, and pinch the girl in just the right spots, making her jiggly bits move about. Each girl likes something a little different, so you'll need to experiment a bit and find out what she likes. All the while, she will be moaning and groaning as you rub her down. If you keep hitting just the right spots, you'll see hearts appear and the pink rub fairy Autumn will grow with excitement. Once he reaches maximum excitement, you can enter Extreme Love Mode. In this mode, you'll need to vigorously stroke the front and back of the Vita up and down like so in order to perform a full release, quickly filling the tension gauge. Once the tension gauge is maxed out, you will have successfully performed the rub and the card's level will have increased. To keep earning money, rub points, and new cards, you can continue playing through the story mode or go into training mode where you can battle any of your previous opponents as many times as you'd like. If you know anyone else with the game, you can also battle friends online or through ad hoc. This is a really great way to earn money, cards, and rub points because win or lose, you'll continue to earn lots of bonuses. In Monpiece, you never have to worry about losing anything when you fail a battle, whether it's from the CPU or against another player. Now, I also have an art book / strategy guide here, which showcases a lot of great art from the game, along with every card and each of its varying degrees of lewdness. In fun fact, over 50 different artists contributed their work to this game. Another cool thing is that the game actually credits each artist If you go into the card details within the game, you can see who the illustrator is. Now, unfortunately, the English Vita version of the game is censored. So the Japanese Vita and PC releases of the game are left intact, and we can actually just compare the differences between the censored English release with the art book I have here to get an idea of what is going on. Now keep in mind there's no actual nudity, but in Western culture, we really don't like young characters looking too provocative. So some of the cards will have their third images censored, mostly characters that look too young. For me personally, I don't get offended or excited by anime drawings of really young characters, but I understand why some people would. Now take this one for example, this is probably the worst offender. This legit looks like a toddler. If this were a real picture, I would be disgusted, but since it's just a drawing, it doesn't really affect me one way or another. Other characters seem to be more cutesy than provocative though, and some that did get censored actually look like they could be adults. It's just hard to tell with an anime art style. I'm all for freedom of expression, and it's not just from different cultures. Here we're portraying a fictional world through drawings of intentionally unrealistic proportions. But what really bothers me is the way that it was censored in this game. They basically just copied the second image over the third. So the level 2 and level 3 cards look exactly the same. At least change the color of the clothes or something to differentiate it. Anyway, that's just with a few of the characters in here. Most of them didn't need to be censored, but of course, as I've mentioned, if you are playing the English Steam release, everything is as it was in the Japanese original. I have a question for those of you who would be interested in playing this game on the Nintendo Switch. If they were going to make a Switch port, would you want the game to be uncensored like it appears in the Japanese and PC releases? Or would you rather the young characters have more clothing? Or would you rather they age up the characters to look adult and keep the skimpy clothing? And by the way, leaving it the way it is in the English Vita release is not an option because that is just stupid. It bothers me that they don't even have gallery entries for those cards either. So if you go into the gallery, it looks like a level 3 version doesn't exist when in actuality it does. Anyway, so uncensored, more clothing, or aged up characters. Let me know what you guys think. It's a difficult question for me because I selfishly want them to be aged up, but it doesn't feel right to be censoring someone else's vision. Like maybe if I had a problem with it, then the game just isn't made for me, you know? But like I said, it's only a small portion of the characters anyway. As for the game overall, it's a really fun collectible card battle game, but without the expense of real collectible cards, and without shady mobile game design that tries to funnel you into paying real money for microtransactions. Yes, the game does have microtransactions, that is, card packs for sale for real money, but you absolutely do not need to buy them, nor do you ever feel pressured to. You will unlock cards so quickly just by playing the game, plus you can upgrade these cards, and if you play multiplayer, you will earn lots of rare card packs too, so there are a lot of options for growing your deck. And it's a fun game, so you should play it to unlock more cards. The gameplay is pretty easy to learn, and as you progress, you'll learn more advanced strategies. There is a surprising amount of depth involved in such a small rule set, and you'll probably want to try to build a couple different deck types to leverage those various strategies. With any luck, we will hopefully have a complete Genkai Tokki series on the Switch one day. I think these games are well suited for handheld devices, especially Monpiece, and who knows, maybe we'll get a new entry to the series one day on the Switch and Steam Deck. Alright guys, well that is going to do it for today. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I will see you later.